Fear is real. Number two, anxiety is freaking real. But what matters most is how you manage yourself whenever you experience it. Today, we are going to talk about the secret high achievers use to stop their anxiety in the moment and stay calm under pressure. But they're techniques they never talk about. I teach it all the time, and now I am going to teach it to you. Welcome to With Karen D, the podcast, the place where we get real about one truth. Good things do not come to those who wait. Good things come to those who go out and get it. My friends, welcome to my room. Today, I'll be sharing 3 hardcore techniques that I share with my clients who are worldwide. They include anyone from a CEO, COO, high-performing entrepreneurs, celebrities getting ready to walk the red carpet and they're nervous as heck, or athletes who are on the field or who are on the court and they need to shut out the whole world. I mean, tens of thousands of people and focus in the moment because they have just a sliver of seconds to perform at a really high level. These are the strategies and techniques that they use, and you can use them too in any setting, whenever you're feeling anxious, whenever you're feeling any type of fear, and you need to calm yourself in that moment. These techniques are for you too. When I work with my clients, we work on an entire pre-performance routine or blueprint that I curate based on who they are, exactly what they want to do, and their challenges. So it becomes second nature. They're prepared, they practice it, and now you're going to have access to those exact same techniques. But the key thing is this: you don't just need access, you have to use it too. Now, let's start with this reality that's true for anyone who's human. When we're anxious, when we're nervous, or whenever fear hits, our body jumps into fight or flight mode. It's called the sympathetic nervous system. It's activated. And here's what happens. We start to breathe really quickly. For some people, their heart races, their hands get sweaty. First off, I want you to know that's normal. Second, you don't have to stay in that state and spiral out of control. It's possible to calm yourself in that moment and truly refocus and, most important, shut down your fear and anxiety in the moment. So I want to cover and share 3 techniques that you can use. Here's the first technique. It's the simple exercise or act of changing your hand position. And when you do this, it sends subtle signals to your brain and it works through a mind and body connection. It's an acupressure technique, and some people use it in yoga as well. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to place your index finger, your pointy finger, and thumb together. And with this technique, it will help you to initiate breathing from your diaphragm. And what it does is it relieves anxiety by activating your parasympathetic nervous system. And that's your body's rest, relax, reset, and digest system. And it will instantly calm you. Now, the great thing is that you don't have to control it. You don't have to really think about it happening. It's a physiological response that we as humans experience whenever we do this. So this simple technique, and you can stand, you can have your hands behind your back or in front of you, it causes the diaphragm muscle to truly relax. And it naturally allows your breath to drop deeper into your belly, which instantly calms you, and it just flips you into a true state of calm and focus. So that's a strategy here. There's no magic to it. And this is how you can intentionally regulate your nervous system and reset. Most important, calm yourself right there in that moment, right here. Pointy finger and your thumb, just press. Second technique, it's called the quiet eye technique. This is where you narrow your focus to a single spot or object and you focus on it for a prolonged period of time. For example, my clients who often have to do debates or speak to audiences where people are totally pissed, but they have to stay calm and they have to just not feed into the anger that other people have. They find a spot, they lock in on it, and they allow their body to do the rest. Because here's what happens in your brain when you find that spot. That prolonged focus on that spot or object gives our brain the time to process that current visual information. And that act alone filters out all distractions and it stops you from spiraling right there and right then. This technique gets you into the present moment, it gets you out of your head, and it allows you to stay calm under pressure. Remember this, and I think this is the biggest thing. You get to take back control of how you show up in different spaces, no matter what's going on around you and no matter what other people are doing to you. And that is the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself. It means that you are no longer controlled by your environment. Most important, someone else. Now, the other technique that I want to share with you is the bomb. It's called the Physiological Sigh, and I think it's the golden one. I use it all the time. It's another quick way to shift from fight or flight to calm by shutting down, your shallow breathing that happens when you're stressed. And I think a lot of people get that shallow breathing when they're nervous, stressed, feeling fear. And the key thing is this, and why I love it, is that while you do this exercise, no one needs to know that you're doing it. You can virtually stand in front of someone and instead of getting hotter and hotter at what they're saying or angrier and angrier, you literally use this hack to reset your nervous system so you can respond in a calm manner. So here's how you do it. You are going to do 2 short breaths, 2 short inhalations through your nose like this. Then you're going to do 1 longer exhalation through your mouth like this. That double inhale through your nose fills your lungs completely. And that longer exhale through your mouth triggers the vagus nerve, which instantly engages the parasympathetic nervous system. Remember, your rest, relax, calm, and reset side of your nervous system? Then here's what happens internally. Your heart rate slows down. Your blood pressure lowers. And signals are sent to your body that it's okay to relax. Now, with all of these techniques, you have to realize that it takes practice. It's not something that you do automatically because you are currently showing up in a manner that's habitual. Most people are in a phase where you react, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I want you to intentionally choose to show up differently. For most people, that's what you know, so you do what you know. But now you have a choice. You have to realize that you hold your own reins and that you have control over how you show up, no matter what's going on. And that is so powerful. When you realize that you are not a product of your environment and your environment does not get to dictate who you are in this world, everything gets to shift. You simply need to put in the work. Now, here's a key thing, and this is the difference between, and I'm going to say it, my clients, high performers who pay a ton load of money to work with me, and a lot of other people. And I don't want to put people in 2 buckets, but I want to show you something that's real, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. Remember, I told you, you're here on my podcast with Karen D, the podcast, and I'm all about being real and talking about the things that most people don't want to talk about. You see, they invest in themselves. They train how they show up. A lot of people believe that you have to be born with a certain type of charisma or a certain persona or a certain level of confidence. Listen, we're born and we get what we get, but we also get to decide how we strengthen our current abilities, how we strengthen who we are in the world. We get to acknowledge what we do well, and I really like to lean into that, but we also get to acknowledge what we want to work on. And I don't really like to call it a weakness, what we need to work on. So with my clients, they come to me and they have a vested interest. So when my professional athlete client comes to me and they find that they're getting distracted by what's happening around them, or if they're having a bad game and there's 5 seconds left in the last quarter and everyone's eyes are on them, they need to shut it out. There's more for them to lose, but it doesn't have to be that way for you. I want you to imagine this. What would it be like if, okay, let me step back a second. Some of us have toxic workplaces. Some of us have toxic families. And one of the choices we can make is we can decide not to engage with them. We can decide that, you know what, I'm going to totally remove myself. The reality for some people is that you can't remove yourself from your workplace. That's where your paycheck comes in. For some of you, that toxic family, those family members, you actually live with them. What if you could choose to be intentional with how you respond, knowing that everyone is entitled to their opinion, everyone is entitled to say what they want to say. However, you get to choose how you respond. You don't have to react. You get to choose how you respond. So as people around you, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in your social circle, whether it's at home, as they start to spiral around you, as they start to get in a mode that seems hectic, you don't have to take it on. You get to manage your nervous system. One, we're all human. Absolutely. There are some automatic responses that will happen to all of us. But now you have tools to move yourself from a state of just that panic with other people in your environment, people at work, with your boss. Pull back, calm yourself, focus, and address the fact and let go of the feeling. I'm here as I get ready to close out this room. I want to remind you that the ball is always in your court. We often believe that what happens around us has to become us. It's not true, unless you allow it to be true for you. You now have 3 techniques that high performers use, and I want to be real. You can be a high performer too. It's just a title. Honestly, it's a title that we've all made up. It's overused. It's online. It's on the news. You can be a high performer in your own right. And owning that comes back to owning your responses. You have the 3 techniques. The ball's in your court. Now, if you know someone who needs to hear this episode, if you know someone who would benefit from what I shared, even if it's technique 1, 2, 3, or all 3 of them, my ask to you is this. Send them the link. My second ask is for you to subscribe and make sure that you set up the notification so you can find out when I release my next episode. That's it for today. I leave you with this. Good things do not come to those who wait. Good things come to those who go out and get it.